Families. Do we appreciate them enough? I mean, there was a time where I thought to myself that I did, and the time I spent with my friends and families was quality. But since lockdown, I think I kind of realised that that's just all a load of rubbish. This lockdown's affected every single one of us. I don't think there's one human on the planet currently who hasn't been through a phase of lockdown and just felt purely lonely. And I think the one thing that's come out of that, out of all the negatives, is the positivity of the fact that we've all realised how important our family and our friends really are. The time you spend with people is so precious because of the reality that at any moment of any day, of any year, of every month, it could be taken away from you with a click of a man's fingers. I can't physically explain how much I miss my friends, family, and the people I'm closest with. It's generally actually quite painful. Waking up every day knowing that you're not going to get a friendly joke or a piece of banter, knowing that you're possibly not going to get a hug, a comment, or a pleasant, decent amount of time having fun, because the people you spend your time with, you can't no longer spend that time with anymore, because again, it was clicked away from you. Hey people, how are we all doing? Hope we're all well. I thought I'd add in that little beginning bit to kind of let you know that I'm not my best at the moment, you know, struggling with lockdown, struggling with anxieties, and generally struggling with just not seeing people. I'm used to such a busy lifestyle, to the point where when that busy lifestyle was taken away, I'm kind of lost, and work has been really difficult recently. It's generally just been difficult, but I have to remember that it's difficult for everyone, and again, we're not alone in this. Anyway, you probably can see that I'm not sitting in my normal setup. You know, this is not me. Like, what are you doing? Why are you standing up? Like, I'm normally sitting over there doing something. That is because today, I thought I'd take you along and tell you a few stories, but not just tell you some stories, but show you a few things that relate to that story and give you a bit of an insight into what my life was like all this time ago. And basically, in simple terms, we're just going to go through memory box. This is all the stuff that I think I should be showing you out of that memory box. But yeah, you know when I mentioned to you in a previous video that I had a massive memory box up there? That is that memory box, and that is some of the stuff out of that memory box. So what I'm going to do today is take you through some of this stuff and explain to you what each one of them is and what memory they imply by and what they remind me of. So, if you're looking forward to that, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button, making sure you're leaving comments down below of any pure memories that this lockdown has brought back to you. And yeah, let's jump into it. Now, I've never really known what is meant by memory box, because, like, seriously, how can you stuff all the memories that you ever want to remember in a memory box? In my head, it's never really made sense, but when I got this out today, I think I learned the pure meaning of a memory box. Being able to look back at some of the mad and amazing memories I've had and see the way I've physically and mentally developed is pretty darn insane. And I mean, when you're actually putting these things in a memory box, when you're actually trying to make these memories, they don't really mean anything to you. You're just kind of putting them in a box and hoping that, I don't know, magically someday you're going to look through them. But when you do actually look through them, when you get these memories out, when you read some of the things, see some of the things that you put in there, and some of it achievements, some of it not, your heart does explode. And if you've done all the things that I've done in my life, which I'm sure we all have, you really do sit there and think to yourself, oh my god, it's been a very hectic life so far, and I've still not even got halfway through it. So, as my gesture to you, let's go through some of these things. So, there's a lot of stuff in here. Pictures, certificates, more pictures, random figure things. There's loads of other stuff over there, and there's stuff in there. There's even a letter that I also want to go over with you. Now, this memory box consists of all different types of memories. Memories from achievements in my life, from past events in my life, from relationships, from just everything and anything you can think about is in here. Now, let's start off with, the pure amount of things I have here. Now, it's not a lot. Most people's memory boxes are stacked way higher than this. But it's enough for me, and I think the key things that I wanted in here are here. So there's photos from family pasts. Again, all the certificates up here, which I'm going to go through. Right, okay, so I'm not being egotistical here, okay? This is not the point of this. I'm going through this for pure memory's sake. What we all should be doing during this very difficult time. So, there's a lot of family pictures in here, as you can see. You're getting a lot of hints into my general life. Now, let's go over this picture first. So, this picture was actually from a trip I went on in primary school. But it was actually one of the first trips I ever went on with my class. It was like, well, it wasn't one of the first trips, but it was one of the first trips where I was like sort of mentally stable and was kind of in my actual mindset and wasn't literally dying of anxiety and torture in my own head. So I keep these pictures. There is more, but I specifically got this one out because it shows me in one of my best forms, because all the other pictures I literally look insane. Yes, I look very different back then. Let's focus on my face right here. I look very different. I also used to have a lot of not English friends back in primary school. Haven't really got a clue why, but yeah, I just didn't have many English friends. It really didn't make any sense. Okay, so I have many certificates, and you're probably thinking, what the hell are all these certificates from? So this one is from the Children's Commissioner. People who have been in had very traumatizing past in children, or have been attended scouts or attended youth clubs, might have this certificate themselves. So basically, I went to a place and I spoke to a couple of people and gave them advice on how they could improve things in terms of children development and whatever. And that is that certificate to prove that. So that's very good. And it is signed by the Children's Commissioner for England. There you go. Well, it was in 2012, so it's probably very outdated now. But yeah, that's that certificate. Okay, down here, I have all my good old... Well, I don't think they're all here, but some of them are. I think I actually got to stage 6. I don't think I got to stage 5 only, but you know. So these are all my swimming badges. I'm sure we've all got some. So I reached stage 6, I believe. I just don't think I have my stage 6 badge in here for some odd reason. But you can see I got to stage 5. So yeah, pretty able to swim, as we all should be. Now, these are actually kind of interesting because I don't think, when I had these, I don't think I ever used to use them, so I don't know why they're in my memory box, but for some odd reason, I decided to put them in there. So these are actually old Xbox 360 characters that you used to put on a portal and be able to play with. I don't actually remember what the game was. I think it was Avengers. Believe it was Avengers. It can't be any other game, because these are Avengers characters. Or unless I managed to get hold of a game that was just full of a load of rubbish. Okay. These are just old school little things that used to just tell my mum that I was a good boy. Yeah, very hardworking. I know. Love life. These are all old family pictures. So there's my mum, my sister, and my 2 sisters. There's me as a baby. Jesus Christ. And there's I think it's my nan's cat. And then there's 2 of my family's dogs. Here's more pictures. There's me and my mum. There's me and my very old nan. And then there's me ages and ages ago. So yeah, they're really old family pictures. I don't like talking about family stuff because family stuff is like really awkward to talk about in here. I am going to make a video at some point in the future covering my like entire past, but I just don't have quite enough confirmation at this point to be able to do that, because there is a lot of things that happened in my past that are quite private to me, and also my other family are involved with that, so I need their permission to carry out that video. But once I get their permission, I will 100% do it. Right, okay, so we've covered that. I've covered why the heck they're in there. So yeah, I did swimming. I did a lot of trying to children's stuff when I was older, because obviously I needed a lot of support, so I gave them advice as well. This is a very interesting picture. This is a picture everyone's going to want to talk about. So this was me probably about 9 to 8 years ago now. So obviously I said to you that I was very interesting as a child and had quite a bad past, as you may have suggested through my memory box. So this was me 7 to 8 years ago as a little child, actually going to see a social worker. Look at my face. Devil eyes. I don't know what the heck I'm eating, but I look like I'm thoroughly enjoying it. This picture is probably the most ionic picture I have of me, because I'm bald, and I also look like the most cheekiest cow ever in this photo. But yeah, it's quite an ionic photo. I think I've actually sent it to nearly every one of my friends. When they ask for a baby picture of me or some younger picture of me, I just send them this. It's quite funny, their reactions. This is me digging up some sand in a thing. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to dig up sand. What the hell are they them shoes? You know what I'd be saying right now? What are those? But you know. So yeah, this was me, I think, on one of my first holidays in, like, not at my house. I think. I can't reassure you though. Here's me on a scout parade. So yes, I did used to do scouts. I've actually got a certificate for that. So there's the certificate to prove it. And there's me on one of my parades. I've actually got another picture here somewhere. So here's, yeah, that's a picture of me on my parade. We used to do, so in Scouts, you obviously learn tons of different life skills. You go for all these different badges, for all these different things. I think I ended up with nearly 60 to, no, I've got to have at least 100 badges somewhere. But I think I counted at one point like over 60 badges. So 60 different life skills that I've learned along the way. One of the things we used to do is go out and do parades to kind of represent scouting. And I am there somewhere. I think I'm actually that person right there holding that up. Yep. Oh my god, actually, I know him right now. Jesus Christ, some of these pictures are old. Right, let's put that over there. Let's put that over there. That's just a certificate to prove it. I don't actually know what this is. Now I'll think about it. Oh, right, yeah, I know what that is. So actually, a very cringy story that I don't think I've actually ever told you is I once did a dance thing at Wembley. So if you live in the UK, you know where Wembley Stadium is. I actually went out there and danced. Yes, I danced at Wembley. I can't dance to save my life, but I danced at Wembley. I think it was a kind of, I just got given the opportunity to go and do it, and at that age I was kind of so excited in the moment. I was like, oh, that sounds sick, like, can you imagine dancing in front of all them people? And I thought it'd be really cool. In fact, it was more hard work than it was cool, and it didn't even go that well on the actual day. It ended up in like 3 days of straight up hard practice. And yeah, it ended utterly horrible. But I made some good friends along the way. And yeah, it was generally quite a fun time. Watching all your friends trying to dance, knowing straight up well that they couldn't. Well, this is interesting. So again, this is me in primary. So I think most people do this, but we went to like a centre place. I don't actually remember what it was called. And yeah, I made this sheet. We all had to make one. Oh, there you go. West Ham somewhere. And yeah, it's just got it's just got what I want to do on it. So apparently my skills, determination, dedication, and practice. I don't know what the heck practice has got to do with anything, and half of them words are spelt wrong, but you know. And then my successes, this is really interesting. So apparently I was definitely a police cadet at that point. I was a very low ranking police cadet, but yes, I was a police cadet. I done school buddying. Now, if you're wondering what that is, this is the certificate for it. So, if you live in the UK, again, I have to say that because it's probably not the same for everyone all over the world. If you go into like year 6 in school, so towards the end of your primary, you're normally able to help out in some way with the younger years. So you might be able to go to like the year 3 playground during breaks and supervise them. And basically, I was one of them people who did that, and that's the certificate for it. And then I don't know what that is. Oh, completed SATs. Oh, right, okay. So I'd actually done my SATs at that point. Interesting. Well, that's what I look like, for anyone wondering. I don't think that picture was taken very well. But yeah, apparently I completed SATs. That's quite a lot of achievements, though, considering I'd done swimming, wherever the swimming badges are, and I was doing police cadet. So that's just by the end of primary. This is me. I don't know when this was. I think this is in year 8 or year 7. There you go. That's a throwback to the past. At least I had hair then, though, because in the previous one I did not have hair. Which is kind of embarrassing, I ain't gonna lie. This is my old reading record. I think we all had one. Where every book that I read had to be written down and signed. I used to hate doing this. Like, you don't understand how much I used to hate reading. We used to also have to do, like, spellings. I'm sure you guys have heard of that before. Where you used to, like, write these words down and make sure you spell them correctly. It clearly didn't work, because even till now, I'm rubbish at spelling. So it clearly didn't work very well. But I used to absolutely dread spelling and, like, reading and doing all this stuff. I just used to hate it. Like, I think I used to do anything in my willing powers to get out of a reading or spelling session, because my mum used to be very strict with me about when I used to do it. Here's me on holiday in a pool. I don't know why this is in here, but there you go. There's me in a pool, if that interests you. Oh, this is interesting. So, when we used to have, like, primary school creative tasks, so when it was, like, summer or Easter holidays, they used to send home a letter telling you that you had to create something, and I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a fair trade symbol, obviously, and you had to go home and create whatever they assigned you to create, so I had to recreate the fair trade symbol. There you go, there's my attempt at it. I don't think I could even do that now, so I'll give myself a pat on the back for that one. There's all my swimming hats. I didn't mean to chuck them over there. They just ended up over there. Here's my Out from the Shadows book. If you've not seen a video on that, I will leave it up here. I've made so many videos on this book already. I'm really not going to go through it. But yes, I am a published author, if you're wondering. Right. This was actually so when I was obviously in secondary school, when I was a lot younger, I needed a lot of support. Like, I was quite mentally ill, if I'm honest. And one of the people who supported me was a teacher assistant that I had come in. And at the end of year 8 or year 9, she gave me a certificate for being a improvement, or basically being one of the students that she helped who had improved, because some students just generally don't. But I had actually tried my best to improve, so that's the certificate to prove that. Thank you to this lady, you're my God Saviour of all things. Right, okay, what are we going next? This is me in the park for the first time. This is the first time I ever decided to go to a park. I don't know why it's stuck in that frame. There you go. There's me trying to go on a balance beam for the first time ever. I know, life is fun. Look at me. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I wearing as well? Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I didn't go to a park till I was, I think, about 7 or 8. I think the first time I ever went to a park was. Yeah, Jesus Christ, that makes me sound like an imbecile. Again, once I get permission from my family, I will make a video on my past stories, but I have to kind of get permission to do that, because it's not just involving me. here's a beautiful picture of me and my sis. Well, I just have the word sis in my head, sorry. This is a picture of me and my sisters. I don't actually know why I got this off the shelf and put it here, but I did. Right, this is this is something I really want to talk about. Now, for my very, very close friends, you'll know exactly what this is. Now, the only message I want to get out of this is that if you are between the ages of 11, probably about actually 10 to probably about 15, and you receive love letters, please, they are the biggest load of rubbish that you will ever receive in your life. Until you're like above the age of 16 upwards, even then they're still a bit dodgy. Don't believe them. They are just full of absolute crap. So yes, in one of my previous relationships when I was very young, I received I ain't gonna lie, very adorable love letter, which basically made me look like this perfect boyfriend. But yeah, this person ended up cheating on me. So just don't believe anything ever written in a love letter between the ages of 10 and 15, because it just ends up looking like a load of rubbish. Even though I am going to keep that love letter because sometimes they are very interesting. I don't think there's actually anything else to cover here apart from more pictures, if you're interested in more pictures. So yeah, that's my memory box. I've now got to put all this away and put it back up there, which is really not going to be easy, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, I thought I'd just make this video. This video probably seems really random, and to be honest, it really is. I looked at the plan for it today. Yes, I do write plans. Who would have ever known? And I was like, what? This video is going to come out really weird, because like there's certain things in this memory box that either are extremely private and haven't really been explained, implying that I'm showing you something that you're looking at, but you don't really know the behind story of it. My nose and hay fever is really annoying. Or you're looking at it and you're not really going to care. The reason for me making today's video was, one, to show kind of how much I'm missing family. Like, let's remember, I don't ever really get this memory box down. It most of the time just sits up there. I think the only time I ever get it down is this time I'm really missing people, and it turns out I really am. Today I got it down, and because obviously I had a video plan installed for it, and I was like, yeah, nearly ended up in tears, especially when I read this stupid love letter. Why the heck do I even keep this? Like, seriously. But yeah, I think everyone at the moment is going through such difficult times, and sometimes if you're feeling really, really low and you have a memory box, just go through it. Because sometimes you'll look back and see all the achievements you've done, all the different things you've achieved, and all the different things you've done, and that will make you feel 10 times better. And also you might even have some cute pictures of you as a child. It will make you emotional, I ain't gonna lie, but there's no one saying that you don't have the right to be emotional. So I think the main message of today's video, as much as it's a bit random, is to appreciate what you've got, to appreciate what you've done, and to never kind of look negatively on what you've done, because everything you did as a child is made you what you are today. And to really appreciate what you've got, because at the moment we are all going through such an odd time. Society probably doesn't seem very normal, and I think the only normality I have at the moment is my memory box. Bit depressing, but you know. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all well in some ways. I hope we're all coping through this dramatic time, and I will catch you dudes for the next Fun Sundays episode. It's going to be an interesting one.